This is a story about loss and death. It's the story of my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke run. In the Pokemon community, there is a set of self-imposed rules called Nuzlocke that can be followed to make the game harder. The main two rules of a Nuzlocke run include, number 1, you can only catch the first Pokemon you find in each new area. And number 2, if a Pokemon faints, it is considered a dead Pokemon, and you must release it or box it permanently. The goal is to complete the game by beating the strongest and toughest trainers in the Sinnoh region, including 8 gym leaders, the Elite Four, and finally the champion of the region, Cynthia, all while following the 2 core rules of Nuzlocke. This means if all your Pokemon die, you lose the game. My Nuzlocke story starts like many others, saying hi to my mom, raiding the fridge for food, and then being attacked by wild Pokemon. In self-defense, I choose my starter Pokemon, Chimchar, and this Nuzlocke is officially on. I name him Sun Wukong after the legendary Monkey King, so that the spirit of his name can save me on this run. Sun Wukong is then joined by some friends, including a cowardly Starly named Roasted Gong, mainly because if he is ever roasted by my enemies, then at least I can survive on him in the wild. Barbecue. I catch a Bidoof named Ketchup Gong because I think about starting a condiment and spice theme with my Pokemon names. Joining the team as my 4th companion is Lame Gong, the Shinx, because my friend who was watching was just plain rude and chose that name, so I ironically go with the name to eventually prove that Lame Gong is anything but lame. The team is off to a good start, defeating trainers and my rival, but ever the prodigy, Sun Wukong burns them, fries them, and chimchars them to bits, with a little help from Roasted. Our first city and gym is Orberg City, where I plan to face the first gym leader, Roark, the rock-type user. I first have to find him in the mines of Orberg City though, which is where I meet my 5th friend, Garlic Gong, the Geodude. I also find a bunch of nifty items, like X Defense, and with that, we head to our first gym battle against Roark, the rock-type user of Orberg. We enter the gym to face the other trainers, with fire in our hearts, and although it's a risk knowing Sun as a fire type is weak to rock, we have gained lots of confidence with our new power-up punch, so we face off against an enemy Geodude. This confidence immediately melts away when we soon come face with our first bane of our existence, Rollout. I recall Rollout's power increases over time, but underestimate just how much it scales, especially when super effective. Thinking I can stay in and tank it, I take the risk, but just like that, the light of my Nuzlocke, the fire of my team, my first partner Pokemon who was supposed to accompany me to the ends of the Elite Four was extinguished by a rolling ball of rock.
Guys, I don't deserve to be a Pokemon trainer. This is going swimmingly.
Death. It is inevitable in Nuzlocke, but I was subject to its bitter taste early game. I have to keep going through, so I send out Ketchup Gong in one of his first battles to try and tank the Rollout onslaught with Defense Curl. I try to roll out in return, but Ketchup Gong is the one who gets rolled out of existence instead.
What is going on with this? His rollout is too strong. I think I'm gonna get swept. I'm actually going to get swept.
With Roasted being too scared and weak to rock, and Lame Gong's electric attacks actually being lame against Geodude's ground typing, I'm forced to send out the newest addition to my team, Garlic Gong. Garlic proves to be the ruthless cannibal it was designed to be, using Rock Smash to kill its fellow kind. And my Geodude proves to be the better dude to take out the other dude, earning revenge for its 2 fallen comrades. It's a bitter victory. It's my first gym, and I've already lost 2 Pokemon, and not even to the actual gym leader. My Nuzlocke run has only just begun, and it's already looking over. I don't have any more backup Pokemon, but I have to face the gym leader Roark. It's 3 versus 3, but my other 2 Pokemon are desperately weak to rock types, so almost basically 1 versus 3. And my only one, Garlic, is a little underleveled. The odds are not looking good. I once again face yet another Geodude, and the rollouts begin. But Garlic Gong once again proves his mettle, and makes Roark taste some of his own medicine and smashes it to bits. Garlic slowly rolls and smashes its way through taking out his Onix, then Cranidos, and finally, I have my first gym badge.
Woohoo!
I need new comrades and eventually meet Ginger Gong, the Psyduck, who would go great with Ginger, and Roasted Gong evolves into Staravia. We then meet the big baddies of the game, Team Galactic. They're out to take over the world, then the universe and existence itself. My first encounter shows just how bloodthirsty Garlic the Cannibal is, and I take out Dawn's Turtwig. If I can't have my starter Pokemon, then no one can. I begin the trek to the second gym in Eterna City and continue to rebuild my team. En route 204, I meet the cute and sweet Sprout Gong, the Budew, and I also meet Paprika Gong, the Zubat, which I'm really happy about because Crobat is one of my favorite Pokemon. Team Galactic is still up to no good, collecting energy for nefarious purposes, and I meet their first commander, Mars. But I send Mars packing to outer space with Garlic being the MVP. For my efforts, Lame Gong also evolves into Luxio. I then challenge the Eterna City Gym grass leader, Gardenia, for the Forest Badge. I no longer have a fire type against grass, but here's where Paprika shines and becomes my MVP, plucking her way through thorns and bushes. She basically solos the gym. It was pretty awesome. Even pluck stealing the Roserade's Citrus Berry. Piece of cake compared to the first gym. With the second badge under my belt, I go to Team Galactic's headquarters to save the bike shop owner and end up facing the next commander, Jupiter. I almost lose Paprika, but ever the sneaky thief, it steals yet another Citrus Berry, and with the help of Lame Gong, we win the fight, followed by Paprika evolving into Golbat. I also meet the big bad of Team Galactic, Cyrus, who is kind of a sociopath. Well, my team continues to grow, and I'm starting to outlevel the competition, so I do make some readjustments. I meet Singong the Bronzor, with its name meant to make it to challenge Cynthia, the final champion. I also obtained the skull fossil from my very own Cranidos, that I name Basil Gong. Garlic Gong the Geodude eventually evolves into a Graveler. However, a problem arises in that I need to trade Graveler to evolve it into a Golem. And because I know it will never reach its true potential as a Golem, I make the tough decision to box Garlic, even after all it got me through. And I switch it with Basil Gong, because I've never used a Rampardos before, and dinosaurs are cool. My friendship and bonds deepen with my Pokemon, and Paprika, the Golbat, evolves into a Crobat. Being a happy bat, it becomes a beast, and now I'm just waiting for Budew to love me just as much and be as happy as Golbat so it can evolve into Roselia. This all happens on my way to Veilstone City for my third badge, and things all seem to be going just dandy when suddenly disaster rolls out of nowhere. Along Route 209, I encounter a wild Bibarel that for whatever reason I decide to fight, and it uses, once again, Rollout. Bibarel steamrolls over Sprout Gong, and suddenly I'm once again down a comrade, reminding me of the harshness of Nuzlocke and to never let my guard down.
Ah! I think I should have just ran. Oh my god. This is terrible.
In honor of the lost Budew, Sprout Gong, I catch a Mime Jr. that I name Budew Gong to carry on for the little one who we had lost too soon, and so I never forget the fatal mistake I made. Budew the Mime Jr., not confusing at all, joins its predecessor's place. We continue to meet new friends, battle more trainers, and level up. There are some close calls, but at the end, Luxio evolves into Luxray. Finally, we reach Veilstone City to challenge the third gym leader, Maylene, the fighting type specialist, for the Cobble Badge. Paprika Gong the Crobat takes the lead and sweeps through the gym. Just like the second gym, Crobat is plucking its way through with ease. The fight against Maylene starts well enough. Crobat takes out Meditite in one hit. Then Machoke. It seems to be just a repeat of the second gym. However, her last Pokemon is the famous Lucario. It uses Screech to lower Paprika Gong's defenses. I go for a pluck, hoping to take it out, but it isn't enough. And her Lucario retaliates with a metal claw.
Ah! No!
With my defenses lowered, Crobat is ripped to shreds. His soul plucked from this earth and sent to heaven.
Oh god. So annoying.
Goodbye, my plucky friend. I send out Gingergong the Psyduck to revenge kill, and it calms itself to Zen Headbutt Lucario to be reincarnated another day. In place of Paprika, I'm hoping to finally have a fire type again on my team, and so I find a Houndoom, which I name Peppergong, but affectionately call Hot Dog, as my only catch in the Grand Underground. Team Galactic continues their shenanigans, which helps Gingergong evolve into Golduck, and Basilgong, the lazy Cranidos who has been chilling in the party this whole time, evolves into Rampardos. I also catch a Girafarig, which I name Sophie. With the party boosted back up, some new evolutions, I'm ready to tear through the 4th gym in Pastoria City against Crasher Wake, the water trainer. Always up for another challenge, I try and avoid going through the gym with just Lamegong, my electric type. Sproutgong, my grass type Budew, is dead, but in its memory, I use Budugong the Mime Jr. to take on the gym. And she does surprisingly really well. There is much power stored in the smallest things. She takes them down in one hit, and even manages to pull off a baton pass nasty plot strategy to help out Sophie. For those who don't know, your Pokemon can buff itself with certain moves, like Nasty Plot, and the move Baton Pass can then pass those buffs on to the next Pokemon. It's pretty cool teamwork. The battle against Crasher Wake begins, and Budugong leads the way, not needing to worry about Gyarados' Intimidate, but it takes a nasty crunch. Lamegong comes in to protect his little sister, and being overleveled, easily levels Gyarados into the ground. Quagsire is next, and being immune to electric, I switch to Singong, who I taught Grass Knot in case I needed a grass move, and Quagsire goes down. The next is Floatzel, who goes down even quicker to Lamegong. No losses in this gym battle here. At the end of the battle, for her hard efforts, Budugong evolves into Mr. Mime, or Mrs. Mime? I then proceed to face my rival after not seeing him in forever, and wipe him off the floor. Singong then evolves from a Bronzor to a Bronzong, which actually has a really cool backstory. Check it out on Wikipedia. Staravia also evolves into Staraptor. I head to Celestic Town to find out Team Galactic is up to even more shenanigans. I discover they are after the Lake Spirits trio that help keep the Pokemon gods in balance. I also catch some new comrades, with Diaper Baby the Meditite and Horsepower the Ponyta for another fire type. And then it's straight on towards Heart Home City for the 5th gym to obtain the Relic Badge against Fantina the Ghost User. I do some math puzzles and basically skip over the entire gym, and her battle goes fairly well too. Hot Dog is a big bully and beats up a balloon. Fantina then sends out her Gengar, which proves to be troublesome, sending Hot Dog into confusion and dealing massive Sludge Bomb damage. Gengar outspeeds all of my Pokemon, but I bring in Lamegong to try and tank it out, and eventually Lamegong is able to chomp it down, followed by chewing on Miss Magius to take out Fantina's team. I head to the 6th gym in Canalave City, where Roark's father, Byron, is the Steel-type gym leader. I rearrange my team so I have more fire types and bring Hot Dog and Horsepower, since they can be super effective. Except, let it be known that most of his gym isn't even Steel type. Like, what's up with that? It's literally Rock type 2.0. With that being said, I make some pretty bad decisions here. Against one of the trainers, I send out my underleveled Horsepower against Steelix. Needless to say, it does not go well, and I'm down yet another fire type.
Ah!
Because most of his gym's trainers use rock types, I end up having Gingergong do most of the work. Surf's up, hang 10 to victory. And there's an Azumarill? We finally reach Byron, and the fight is on. I lead with Hot Dog because I'm confident he can heat up the competition and burn them to crisp. Bronzor goes down easy, but Steelix ends up having Sturdy, which prevents one-hit KOs and lives.
Oh, it has Sturdy.
I then get reverse U-Node with Earthquake,
No ground root, please.
and I lose yet another fire type. Hot Dog becomes a cold dog in the ground.
Oh my gosh! I don't have any fire types. Oh my gosh. What?
Byron then uses a full restore to rub it in my face, and we go at it again. I bring out Gingergong, who helps finish things up handily. Although victory was swift, it was a costly one, having lost 2 more Pokemon, both fire types. We then enter more plot lines with Team Galactic causing trouble. They have captured the Lake Guardians, and it's time to go on a rescue mission. Just look at all the sad Magikarp. I take out Commanders Saturn and Mars, who aren't much better than before, only to learn that one of the 3 Lake Spirit Guardians has already been captured, so we head up north to Snow Point City to try and save the next one. It is also the location for the 7th gym with the Ice-type user, Candace. I train Diaper Baby to be a Diaper Adult in prep for my battle against the Ice Gym, and I also meet Obama Snow II. He seems oddly familiar from a past life, maybe an alternate dimension? I vow that Obama Snow will make it through the Nuzlocke this time. We reach the Snow Point gym to face Candace in an icy face-off. I struggle more with the gym's puzzle than with the gym trainers, and also discover that just like the Steel Gym, the Ice Gym is a lie. Diaper Baby pulls weight and evolves into Diaper Adult Metacham, and he's a buff baby that can punch your buns. It's a big team effort, and we make it to Candace. Metacham spams Drain Punch, quickly dispatching Snover and Sneasel. Roasted Gong and Gingergong take out her Metacham. Against her last Obama Snow, I need all my Pokemon to slowly whittle it away. But in the end, Diaper Baby comes through again with a last Drain Punch to win the match and my 7th badge, the Icicle Badge. We then reach Lake Acuity to find out the spirits have already all been taken. Maybe I shouldn't have spent all that time in the gym before saving some Pokemon. So we head down to Team Galactic's lair in Veilstone City to rescue the lake spirits and clean up the grunts. For its efforts, Obama Snow II evolves into Obama Snow. He's already doing so much better than his predecessor. At last, we finally face off against the big bad Cyrus for the first time to rescue the spirits. And did I mention he's kind of a sociopath? Obama Snow puts in work and takes out Murkrow. It almost takes out Golbat, but due to poison, I have to switch out to Lame Gong, who zaps it down. Lastly, his Sneasel is no match for Ginger Golduck's low kick right in the loins. I'm rewarded with the Master Ball, the one ball to rule them all, with 100% catch rate. I proceed to rescue the spirits. We learn that Team Galactic is still up to no good, and are about to try and summon and use the legendary Pokemon at the top of Mount Coronet to execute their evil plans. I travel through the mountain, defeating more grunts. Basil and Budu haven't seen some action, so I train them up. You can't be too lazy, Basil. I then make it through the mountain to the peak, called Spear Pillar. But we're too late. Cyrus summons Dialga, the legendary Pokemon that can control time, and Cyrus wants to use it to obliterate the universe and refashion it in his image. As I try to follow his plans, I once again dispatch Mars and Jupiter, and Cyrus. It's really starting to look like my Elite Four team that will take me to the end. Next up is taming the legendary Pokemon Dialga. I could easily Master Ball it and move on, or even kill it, but it's the first Pokemon in a new location, so I want to catch it. I also challenge myself to try and not use Master Ball, which, as you can probably tell by now, I make poor decisions. sometimes. I send out Lame Gong first to paralyze it with Thunder Wave, and Dialga opens with a roar of time and almost demolishes Lame Gong. And then my Thunder Wave misses. I let myself have a second chance, and if it doesn't go through, then I would use my Master Ball. I end up getting the second chance and paralyze it, and plan to weaken it next. Thinking to myself, oh, you know, Dialga is a dragon type. Let me just send out a fairy type. I send out Badugong, my Mr. Mime, to weaken it. Then, the unthinkable happens. Oh shit! I forgot it was steel type! Oh! I forgot it's steel type! I forgot that Dialga is dual Dragon Steel typing, and Badu is blasted into oblivion. It's a crushing blow. I had really wanted to get to the Elite Four with this team, and really wanted a Fairy type to challenge Champion Cynthia's Garchomp. I still want to try and catch Dialga without a Master Ball now, in order to not let Badugong's sacrifice to be in vain. I use Golduck to set up some calm minds so I can tank a potential Roar of Time, but then Dialga gets an Ancient Power boost. The situation now is so precarious, and I'm at risk of losing even more Pokemon, which I can't afford before even reaching the 8th and final gym. In the end, with a heavy heart, I have to cut my losses, and I catch Dialga in its Master Ball, naming it Badu's Bane. We hold a ceremony for Badugong, and I send it off into the eternity of time and space. There's a few things I still have to get through first. I head to Sunyshore City to fight the last gym leader, Volkner, the bored lightning user who craves a real battle. But I run through his gym with no sweat. Against Volkner, Singong pulls through and takes out his Ambipom, and Lame Gong his Octillery. Raichu is annoying, jumping in and out, but Lame Gong takes it out too. I then finish off his Luxray with Basil Gong. So much for boring battles, Volkner. I finally have the team I'm hoping to take with me to the Elite Four. Singong the Bronzong, Basil Gong the Rampardos, Roasted Gong the Staraptor, Ginger Gong the Golduck, Lame Gong the Luxray, and Obama Snow the Second. This is it. The team I'm hoping to take me to victory. We travel through Victory Road and remain victorious until at last I reach the Pokemon League to face the Elite Four and the champion Cynthia. When you fight the Elite Four and the champion, there are no Pokemon centers in between, and you will need to rely only on the healing items that you bring with you. And because this is Nuzlocke, it is even more imperative to keep them alive. I need to do a lot of prep first. But before I even finish preparations, I'm jumped by my rival. Remember him? But once again, I completely annihilate him with ease, with Ginger putting in a lot of work. I then head back to the Elite Four, and the final battles begin. My general strategy is to set up screens for extra defense, then try and set up where I can, so I lead with Singong against Aaron's Dustox. Sin takes it out, and Heracross is next, but I get a lucky affection dodge on the Earthquake. I switch into Roasted, and Heracross breaks my screens, but I take it out with a Brave Bird. Basil Gong then comes in to clean up and takes out Beautifly, Vespiquen, and Drapion. And with that, Aaron, the bug user, the first Elite Four, is down. That was quick, and I'm feeling pretty good and still have a full team. But I was not prepared for Bertha's ground team. Fearing the strong ground type move Earthquake, I don't send out Singong for screens, as Sin is weak to ground, but this was already a mistake to ignore my original plan. Instead, I start with Roasted in order to dodge any ground attacks, then pivot into Abomasnow against her Quagsire for an easy Giga Drain to suck the life out of it. Sudowoodo is next, and things start to rock slide from here. I know that it's rock type, but I'm hoping a Giga Drain will still be enough to take it out. Newsflash, it wasn't, and I don't get the kill off Sudowoodo. And then... Head Smash! Oh shit! Sudowoodo head smashes me, and Obama Snow is taken out in one hit. I'm stunned, floored, because I was really hoping Obama could make it to the end to redeem itself, and I was also hoping Obama could be around as an ice type for Cynthia's Garchomp. But I have to keep moving on. I bring in Ginger, who takes out Sudowoodo and Whiscash. Then, the next problem shows up, in the form of Golem with Sturdy, an ability preventing one-hit KOs. It survives my Scald, and Earthquake does incredible damage. Bertha keeps healing it to restore the Sturdy effect too. I switch into Roasted to dodge the ground move and Intimidate to lower Golem's attack. But Bertha somehow predicts this and Stone Edges Roasted. I'm forced to hard switch and try and lower its attack again. All my Pokemon are weakened, so I try and heal Lame Gong so I can live another attack to heal the others in the party. But Golem's next Earthquake high rolls and takes me right out. In my second battle of the Elite Four, I'm already down 2 Pokemon. I was also hoping Lame Gong would be my answer to Cynthia's Milotic, the other only Pokemon I knew that she had. Things are becoming desperate, and I send Ginger Gong back out to finally take out the Golem. Her last Pokemon is Hippowdon, which I try and Scald down, but it retaliates with yet another Earthquake, and my third Pokemon, Ginger Gong, goes down. Guys! This E4 run is literally over! I didn't even get to Cynthia! I bring in my last healthy Mon, Basil, who then finishes the Hippowdon with a taste of its own medicine. This was terrifying. I barely made it past the second trainer of the Elite Four. I still have 2 to go and the champion Cynthia, but I only have 3 Pokemon left. I'm left with the decision of if I should stay or if I should go. If I stay, it will be tremendously hard to win. My chances are so slim. I probably won't even make it past the 3rd Elite Four member. If I give up, the only way is to lose, and I would still lose all 3 of the rest of my Pokemon, and would still have to train up a new team from the other Pokemon I have collected along the way. Except, they are severely underleveled, and it would take time to grind them up to speed, and I want to finish the game before Legends of Arceus is released. On that note, if you've made it this far, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me know in the comments who your favorite partner Pokemon is that you'd never want to lose in a Nuzlocke run. Back to the story. The choice is clear to me. If I'm going to lose my Pokemon anyways, then I may as well do it in style. I choose to forge on and try to win the whole thing with only 3 Pokemon left. Yeah, we're doing this. I have nothing left. The next battle is against Flint, the fire-type user. And boy, was this battle annoying. It was also my most item-heavy battle, and man did I spam those potions. My remaining members are Singong, who has Heat Proof to reduce super effective fire damage, Roasted Gong, and Basil Gong. I return to my original strategy and lead with Singong to set up screens, and bring in Basil Gong for some super effective attacks. Rapidash goes down, followed by Lopunny and Steelix. Why does this fire-type user not have fire types? Steelix proves a bit of a challenge, but I swap in and out of Roasted to lower its attack, finally taking it out in close combat. Then, the battle takes a weird turn. Flint sends out a Drifblim, and I realize it doesn't really have any attacking moves, so I bring out Singong to set up my screens again. However, Drifblim then proceeds to buff itself up with 3 minimizes for maximum evasion. Evasion in Pokemon determines the probability of avoiding another Pokemon's move. So now, essentially, there's no way I can hit it except with pure luck. I think this is just it being like an annoying Pokemon until it uses Baton Pass into his Infernape. Baton Pass! Remember Badugong and how it used to have Baton Pass, where you pass your buffs to the next Pokemon? Well, that strategy just came back to bite me in the ass. Now, I'm facing a fast, powerful monkey that can dodge all of my attacks and that I can only hit with a coin toss, even less chance than that. What makes it even worse is this is the Infernape I could have had if Sun Wukong hadn't died in that first gym oh so long ago. Flint, at this point, is just flexing on me, but I still can't give up now, and I'm not going down without a fight. I bring Singong back out to set up screens and realize I'm able to outlive all of Infernape's attacks. What ensues is a battle of attrition, in which I spend the next 45 minutes just trying to outlive Infernape while trying to desperately land a hit. Even my viewers go to the washroom for a break. I finally land a heavy slam, only to find out Infernape has a focus sash, which acts like Sturdy and saves Pokemon from one-hit KOs.
Focus! I can't even! Guys, I can't even. This battle is like...
Whew. Flint then proceeds to heal his Infernape right back up, and so we begin the cycle again. One of my viewers goes to make some tea. Finally, I take the Infernape out.
Yeah, did you make your tea yet? Sin, I hope you made your tea. Yes!
Only to remember there's still the Drifblim, who started this whole thing in the first place. I have to find a way to hit it somehow. Then, I see them in my inventory. Remember the X defense I found before the first gym, oh so long ago as well? These are items that can be used in battle to buff up Pokemon, and I had found several of these throughout the game, though I had never bought any in shops or used them. Until now. It was time to turn to Pokemon drugs. Please don't use drugs at home. I give Singong some drugs, pray to the RNG gods. Singong is finally able to have the last laugh and take out Drifblim to win me the third battle.
Oh my gosh, took so long.
There's one more member of the Elite Four before Cynthia, and that is the psychic user Lucian. He leads with the Mr. Mime against my Singong. We both have screens. But I know from Badugong's demise what Mr. Mime's weakness is, and that's Steel type. So with Singong's Steel moves, I take it out. Next is Medicham, which I dispatch quickly with Roasted Gong. Girafarig is next, and I switch in Singong to counter its Trick Room and resist its psychic moves, then take it out with a Heavy Slam. Of which I do the same thing to Alakazam. His final Pokemon is also a Bronzong, and since I know Bronzong really well, I bring in Basilgong to take it out with an Earthquake.
I made it through 2 Elite Fours with 3 Pokemon. Breathe.
It's a much more straightforward battle than the previous, and now I have officially beat the Elite Four. There's one trainer left, and that is the champion Cynthia. Her strength is well known in the Pokemon universe, and she is one of the hardest champions to defeat. I have to take everything I have learned over the course of my run to win this one fight. And I'm still down to only 3 Pokemon, so I create a strategy in order to win 3 Pokemon versus 6.
Guys, I think I'm gonna use drugs. Don't do drugs at home.
That is one part of my strategy to boost the stats of my Pokemon. Drugs. For the second part, from my battle with Flint's Drifblim, I also realized I have Double Team, which is a buff to raise evasiveness. Of my Pokemon, Basilgong has the strongest attacks, and so I plan to use all my drugs on Basil, as well as have it learn Double Team to dodge attacks to give it every chance possible. It's an all or nothing strategy where Basilgong is going to be high as a kite and ready to rumble. I also feed it some rare candy for good measure to buff it up and make it truly roided. As the Pokemon League champion, I accept your challenge! With that, the final battle begins. Cynthia leads with Spiritomb against Singong. My plan is as before, to set up screens, but Singong's Psychic typing is weak to both Ghost and Dark typing of Spiritomb. If I switch, I lose momentum, and if I stay, I could risk losing Singong, who has been getting me through this entire Elite Four run. I decide to take a huge risk and set up Light Screen, hoping I survive the next move it throws at me. However, Spiritomb scores a critical hit Shadow Ball, and Singong is taken out in one hit. The battle has literally just begun, and I'm already down one of my 3 Pokemon. It's just Roasted and Basil left. Because Light Screen is up, I can't waste Singong's sacrifice in vain. I have to start the next part of my plan. I send out Basilgong to begin drugging up. This is where my luck changes. Each time I use an X item, it takes a full turn, which still has its own risk as I can take hits during this time. However, Spiritomb goes for Sucker Punch each time, and because I'm not attacking, the Sucker Punch fails. I'm able to use an X special defense, speed, attack, and defense. Knowing I can tank anything, I then start to double team so that all the attacks miss. Basilgong is a beast, and it's time to sweep Cynthia. I Rock Slide into Spiritomb and get the flinch. I then choose Earthquake to finish it off, but she switches into Lucario, which was actually really lucky for me as I can take out Lucario in one super effective hit. I then face Gastrodon, who slows me down with Rock Tomb. This worries me because I'm hoping to outspeed her Garchomp to ensure victory. Gastrodon goes down, and then it is Roserade, who is faster than me, but misses. It goes down to Avalanche. Up next is her Milotic, or Milotic. Which one is it? But anyways, even with all of those boosts and drugs, as well as with the double teams I set up, somehow her Milotic still manages to hit me and take out almost half of my health. This Pokemon is insane. But my boost managed to take it out in 2 Rock Slides, getting a lucky critical hit on the second one. And finally, it's the last face-off against Garchomp. And just like with Milotic, despite my boosts, Garchomp still manages to hit through me and takes me down 2/3 of my health. I retaliate with an Avalanche, but she has a Yaki Berry to weaken super effective ice moves, and Garchomp survives. I heal again, and this time Garchomp goes for Swords Dance, boosting its attack to match my own defense boost. If it hits me again, I'm pretty much toast. Cynthia then goes to heal her Garchomp, but I follow up with another Avalanche attack, and it lands, taking out the Garchomp with a super effective hit. And with that, through perseverance, love, and a lot of drugs, I defeat Cynthia the champion and become the champion myself. Against all odds, I managed to complete the Nuzlocke of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, beating the final 3 trainers with just 3 Pokemon remaining. My final survivors were the 2 Pokemon that were with me near the beginning, Roasted Gong the Staraptor and Basilgong the Rampardos. But the ones who left us were not forgotten. I would say the MVP of my team was actually Singong the Bronzong, because without it, I couldn't have done a lot of the things I had done, and it pushed me through the Elite Four when I was at my lowest. And so, this concludes my Nuzlocke run of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. It was a story about loss and death, but through this loss, there was also a story of perseverance, friendship, courage, and true grit. Would I do it again? Hell yes.